This video is about forging sockets for chisels and other tools. If you watch a lot of blacksmithing in YouTube, you might have seen a couple of videos, particularly from Torbjörn Åhmans and Rigoni Ironworks, forging these seamless sockets. There are probably other blacksmiths who have made also videos about seamless sockets, but those are the two that I have seen and that inspired me to figure out this new, maybe easier way of making seamless-ish sockets. At least you don't need a press or a power hammer for this, but you still need to know how to forge weld, so it's not the easiest project. But if you're just starting out or you don't have a lot of equipment in your shop, then this might be a way to go about making these kind of sockets for chisels and other tools. The way we're gonna go about this is we're gonna forge weld some steel tubing over round stock, and you may already see how we're gonna go about this. You still need to forge weld a piece of high carbon steel for the actual cutting edge, or you could use high carbon steel for the whole round stock, but I'm stingy and don't have that much materials, and if you already know how to forge weld, then it shouldn't be a problem to make another forge weld for the cutting edge. To prepare for the forge weld, I have drilled a small hole through the tube and the round stock, and I put a small pin in and pinned it over, so they're now stuck together, which saves a lot of hassle when you're heating this up, so the pieces don't move. And there we go, the actual socket is now in place. It's become one with the round stock, and now I'm gonna go and fuller in the transition between the socket and the blade of the tool, whatever you're making. Now I'm gonna go ahead and refine the socket, narrow it down near the fuller, make it a bit neater, and while doing that I'm gonna be close, if not at forge welding temperature, to make sure that the forge weld is fully fused and set. And there we go, now we have a basic socket for chisels or any other tools. Of course you can also make these bigger or smaller depending on your needs. This is just what I had in hand. With the pin holding the two pieces together, this is actually a pretty easy forge weld. At the very least, I think it's a lot easier than the traditional way of making sockets, where you flare out the material into a cone and then roll it up and forge weld it into a socket. You can get kind of similar results as those seamless sockets I mentioned earlier, and you don't need any special equipment for it. So this might be a good option for when you're starting out or if you have a smaller shop. So I don't know if this has been done before. I haven't seen any videos or anything about making sockets like this. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video.